We asked these 5 AIs to choose South America's all-time best 11 in a 4-3-3 formation. Let's see what the AI decided. As always, we start with the bench, but this time, nothing was clear. Grog voted for Juan Carlos Lorenzo, El Toto, as he was known. He led Boca Juniors to 2 Copa Libertadores titles in 1977 and 1978. A great manager. Plus an Intercontinental Cup in 1977. His tactical intelligence and leadership make him a legendary coach. ChatGPT voted for Carlos Salvador Bilardo, World Cup champion with Argentina in 1986 and runner-up in 1990. A tactical revolutionary, obsessed with detail, capable of getting the very best out of his teams. DeepSeek brought another name into the mix, Helenio Herrera. Though born in Argentina, he coached several countries and became a legend with Inter Milan in the 1960s. But it didn't end there. LeChat voted for Carlos Bianchi. Yes, 4 candidates for 1 spot, the only coach to win the Copa Libertadores 4 times, once with Vélez and 3 with Boca Juniors. He also won 3 Intercontinental Cups. The numbers speak for themselves. But it was Gemini who had the final say, and it voted for Carlos Bilardo. He takes the first spot in this all-time South American 11. Now it's time for the goalkeeper. The French AI chose Amadeo Carrizo. He revolutionized the position by playing with his feet and was a pioneer in using gloves. A total idol at River Plate and a historic reference for South American goalkeepers. Grok brought up another legend, José Luis Chilavert. Known for his skill under the posts, leadership, and his ability to score from free kicks and penalties, something unheard of for a keeper. He won titles with Vélez Sarsfield and was key for the Paraguayan national team. ChatGPT voted for someone else. Ubaldo Fillol, Argentina's starting goalkeeper in the 1978 World Cup, which they won. A River Plate idol, famous for his cat-like reflexes and penalty-saving ability. One of the most complete keepers ever. But Gemini and DeepSeek didn't hesitate and voted for Amadeo Carrizo, who takes the spot as goalkeeper in this South American Otse. Let's move on to the defense, starting with the right back. Grog voted for Carlos Alberto Torres, captain of Brazil in the 1970 World Cup and considered one of the greatest right backs in history. His goal in the final against Italy is iconic. A technical player with excellent attacking ability. ChatGPT went with another legend, Cafu. 2-time World Cup champion in 1994 and 2002, captain of Brazil, and the player with the most appearances for the national team. And tireless fullback known for his speed, leadership, and offensive projection. Here's where it gets interesting. LeChat supported ChatGPT's choice and also voted for Cafu, while DeepSeek sided with Grok, voting for Carlos Alberto Torres. In the end, it was Gemini who made the final call, and it voted for Cafu. The all-time right back in our South American 11 is Cafu. Let's move on to the center backs, and this time the AIs weren't very divided. For the first center back, all the AIs agreed on one name, Daniel Passarella, Argentina's captain in the 1978 World Cup. A goal-scoring defender, technical and aggressive. He played for River Plate, Fiorentina, and Inter, scoring over 130 goals in his career, an incredible number for a center back. A well-deserved spot in the all-time South American 11, and for the second center back, the story was the same. Once again, all the AIs agreed on a single name, the Chilean Elias Figueroa. 3-time South American Player of the Year from 1974 to 1976. A title that not many can boast about. A true defensive leader who shined in Chile, Uruguay, and Brazil. A legend at Internacional de Porto Alegre, where he won 2 Copa Libertadores titles. Another well-deserved place in this all-time 11. We've almost completed the defense. Now let's move to the left back. Grok and ChatGPT were on the same page. Nilton Santos. A true pioneer of the attacking fullback role, he revolutionized the position by joining the attack from deep. 2-time World Cup champion with Brazil in 1958 and 1962, and an iconic Botafogo player. No surprise they voted for him. But for LeChat and Gemini, the best man for that spot was Roberto Carlos. Pure power and goals from the left side. World champion with Brazil in 2002 and multiple-time winner with Real Madrid, clearly a worthy choice. However, the final decision was up to DeepSeek, and it voted for Nilton Santos. He's the one who joins our team. We've got the defense ready. Now let's move on to the midfield. Things are about to get chaotic, with plenty of divided opinions. For the defensive midfielder, ChatGPT went with Didi, World Cup champion in 1958 and 1962, the mastermind of Brazil's midfield, and a true specialist in controlling the tempo of the game. But Grok voted for Falcao, another Brazilian icon, known for his elegance and vision, crucial for both Roma and Brazil during the 1980s. Gemini brought in a different name, Fernando Redondo, a world-class midfielder, multiple-time champion with Real Madrid, and famous for his ability to win the ball back with style, a very strong candidate for the role. DeepSeek wasn't done either and threw in another legend, Obdulio Varela, the Uruguayan captain of the legendary 1950 Maracanazo, a true symbol of Uruguayan grit and leadership. The French AI made the final call, and the winner was Didi. The Brazilian joins our South American all-time 11. We move on to the creative midfielder, and the divided opinions show up right away. Grok's vote surprised me. Angel Di Maria, world champion with Argentina in 2022, decisive in finals. His dribbling and assists make him a unique engine for any team. But choosing him as the best for this position might be a bit of a stretch. Lechat had a different opinion. Juan Roman Riquelme, a player blessed with extraordinary vision, masterful passing, and a unique ability to control the pace of a match. A multiple Copa Libertadores champion with Boca Juniors, no surprise there. DeepSeek voted for Diego Maradona, and we'll understand why he placed him here when we move on to the next position. But ChatGPT brought up yet another name, Socrates, captain of Brazil's national team in the 1980s and the ultimate symbol of Jogo Bonito. 4 different votes, and once again, it came down to one AI to decide. Gemini voted for Juan Roman Riquelme. The Argentine takes the spot as the creative midfielder in this South American all-time choice. We move on to one of the most iconic positions, the attacking midfielder. Grok voted for Juan Roman Riquelme. Now his earlier vote for Angel Di Maria makes sense. But ChatGPT chose Diego Armando Maradona, World Cup champion in 1986, one of the most legendary tournaments ever. An eternal Napoli idol and unstoppable in one-on-ones, he's a true symbol of South American football. The Chinese AI, however, went with Pelé, a 3-time World Cup winner and without a doubt another South American football icon. But Gemini and Lechat both voted for Diego Armando Maradona. El Diego joins the South American all-time 11. And now we move to the attack, starting with the left winger. ChatGPT voted for the magic of Ronaldinho Gaucho, World Cup champion in 2002 and Ballon d'Or winner in 2005. A true idol for both Barcelona and PSG. His flair, dribbling, creativity, and joy for the game defined an entire era. He turned football into pure entertainment. But Grok voted for Lionel Messi, yes, on the left wing. The absolute MVP of Guardiola's Barcelona, World Cup champion in 2022, and winner of 8 Ballon d'Ors. His dribbling and his ability to decide games make him one of a kind. And it wasn't just Grok. Lechat, Gemini, and DeepSeek also voted for him as the left winger. We all know he's not a traditional left winger, but that's where the AI placed him. Let's move on to the right winger. Grok voted for Garrincha, 2-time World Cup champion in 1958 and 1962. Known for his wicked dribbling, he was a key player for Botafogo and truly deserves the spot. But ChatGPT voted for Lionel Messi, the only one who didn't choose him for the previous position. However, the rest of the votes went to Garrincha. The Brazilian joins the South American all-time 11 as the right winger. And there's only one position left before moving on to the substitutes, the center forward. The Chinese AI didn't hesitate. Oh, fenomeno, Ronaldo Nazario, a 2-time World Cup winner with Brazil in 1994 and 2002. Power, goals, dribbling, Ballon d'Ors, and legendary spells with Barcelona, Inter, and Real Madrid. A total genius. Without a doubt, he could easily own this position. But for Grok, the ideal player here was Pelé. Yes, he shows up again, but this time as a center forward, the immortal star of Santos and world football. Skill, power, heading, speed, a complete icon. And no one disagreed. All the other AIs voted for him too. That's how the all-time South American 11 is completed. But now, let's move on to the substitutes. For the substitute goalkeeper, most of the AIs voted for Rogério Ceni, a São Paulo legend and the highest-scoring goalkeeper in football history, with 131 goals, a true specialist in free kicks and penalties. As the backup fullback, the AIs chose Javier Zanetti, an Inter Milan symbol where he played over 800 matches. A total leader on the pitch. For the center back position, they went with Jose Nasazzi, captain of Uruguay, Olympic champion, and winner of the first ever World Cup in 1930, a symbol of Uruguayan grit and spirit. And for the defensive midfielder, the choice was Obdulio Varela, the Uruguayan captain of the legendary 1950 Maracanazo. And as the attacking midfielder, the AI made sure not to leave out Zico, who joins the team as a substitute. Among the forwards, one name that simply couldn't be left out was Romario. World Cup champion in 1994, lethal inside the box, Flamengo's all-time top scorer, and a Barcelona legend. And finally, one player who just couldn't be missing, but unfortunately didn't make the starting 11, Ronaldo Nazario. And with that, the team is complete. Give this video a like if you enjoyed it, and subscribe for more. See you in the next one with more than football.